This is Ultimate Soccer with Soccer Steve.
Canada 2022 FIFA World Cup Squad Part 4. Welcome in, guys. I hope you've enjoyed Part 1, 2 and 3. Now Part 4, we're going to talk about Canada's forwards getting on a plane, going to Qatar, or other words, into Canada's squad for the World Cup. Now, got to tell you, I've got a few surprises for you in my 8 forwards joining the squad. So far, we've got 3 goalkeepers. I've selected 7 defenders. I have selected 8 midfielders, which left me with 8 spaces as organised for 8 forwards. Plus, don't forget the 4 backup forwards as well. Now, drop me a line down below to tell me if you have enjoyed the last 3 shows and this one too. And also hit the notification button, please. If you haven't subscribed yet, you need to. Help this channel, please, I beg you. Subscribe and stay with us. And let's make this Canadian channel grow even more. We're going to get to the World Cup, and I'm going through the World Cup every day. I'd like you to be there. I really would. Please subscribe. Share this to everybody you know who's a Canadian soccer fan, and hit the like button. Okay, here we go. Starting it off, my biggest forward for Team Canada is Jonathan David. Now, you know he's playing in Lille in France. The season's begun in France, and everything's going good for our fella Jonathan, scoring goals too. Now, he's 21 years old, if you've forgotten. He's 5'11", so he's not the massive frame, but he's got deceptive pace, and he's a really skilly player, and boy, does he look good when he tucks the ball away. We've seen that enough, Canada fans. You know what I'm saying. So, in 32 games for Canada, he scored 21 goals. I tell you this, I've got a prediction for the future. He will be Canada's top scorer ever in the future. You can argue that point down below, please, if you will. But I'm saying Jonathan David will be the highest scoring player we ever had in history for this nation in the future. It's going to happen. Disagree with me if you want to. That's great. But and also, are you surprised he never left Lille? He's still at Lille, yeah, Loche Lille. Everybody thought he was going somewhere, but nobody came in for him. Anyway, that's Jonathan David, our big superstar. Moving on. This will surprise you. Charles Andreas Brim, just a little bit. There were people that could have jumped in before him, but I'm staying with this 6'1", 24-year-old who right now is at Sparta Rotterdam in Holland. And that's 2 games in the season so far. He's doing okay. Last couple of seasons he was with FC Eindhoven. He played 26 games, scored 8 goals, and that's the second tier in Holland. That's Eerste Divisie. And for Canada, he scored 1 goal in 6 games. He's on the squad too. Another guy moving up. I love this guy though. Oof. Wait till I tell you about this one. Been watching him play for Blackpool and other teams in England in the lower leagues, Championship, second tier in the UK. Boy, Theodore Alexander Corbinu. He's 20 and he's 6'3", so he can get bigger. And like I tell you, I've been watching him and he excites me. For a big guy, he's got a quick brain, fast feet, good pace, great in the air. You wouldn't think he's 20. You'd think he was 25, 26 at least. Anyway, he's a Wolverhampton Wanderers Premier League player, and he's on loan at Blackpool in the Championship in the second tier of England. He's doing really good. I put this guy in the squad any second, and I wouldn't have a second's doubt by putting him in the team if he came on as a sub. Not a problem. For Canada, he's played 6 games, 2 goals, and his last call-up was the 2021 Gold Cup. Next up, it's talking about Liam Miller. Liam Miller was a Liverpool player for quite some time. That's where he started most of his career. He's 22 and he's 5'10". He's a fast-paced, in-and-out kind of beat-your-man-on-man winger-style forward. He's not down the middle. He's only 5'10", yeah. And he's had a pretty decent record over the last few years. He played at Kilmarnock, Scotland, 33 games, 2 goals. Played at Charlton in England, 27 games, 2 goals. And now he's in Basel, Switzerland. That's his club where he is now owned by. And he's gone 36 games and 7 goals. He's doing pretty good. And for Canada, 15 games in, no goals, but he's got 15 games. So he's got that international experience. Now, this is going to surprise you. Next guy up, Lucas Cavallini. Okay. You think he'd be about 6'5", 6'4", maybe. He's only 5'11". 29-year-old. He plays like he's 6'5", that guy, but he's 5'11". That surprises you, huh? Vancouver Whitecaps, he's played 32 times for Canada, 17 goals. And the interesting fact is he didn't score in the Octagon CONCACAF World Cup quine. Interesting, yeah? But here's the deal. He has got some kind of records on him. He's scored 2 hat-tricks in his international career. One was against Cuba, June 23rd, 2019, and one was the Cayman Islands, March 29th, 2021. And during our recent record win, our all-time win against the Cayman Islands, where it was 11-0 to Canada, that's where he got his second hat-trick. 32 games, 17 goals for Canada. Moving on, Junior Hoilet, love this fella. Great career. Only 5'8", 32-year-old. He's played 31 games this season, 4 goals. Doing pretty good with Reading. And that's 31 games complete, added to last season where he joined them. So 31 games for Reading, 4 goals. He's doing pretty good. He's had a big career in England, massive career in England. Cardiff QPR and Blackburn Rovers. Many games, many goals. He's a quality player and he's a starter or a sub, but he brings quality. And for Canada, you know what? He may well get his 50th game for Canada at the World Cup. He's on 47 right now. And he scored 14 goals. Now, top scorer Kyle Laren's the next guy up. He's 27, he's 6'2", and he's at Club Bruges right now, where Tajon Buchanan is. So far this season, 6 games for Club Bruges, no goals. For Besiktas, 83 games, 31 goals. And remember, Orlando City, MLS, 87 games, 43 goals. For Canada, 52 games, 24 goals, our all-time leader. We know what we've got with Kyle. He's straight down the middle, direct. He needs a shot or a chance on net. He will get it on target. He's a safe bet to put up front. Ike Ugbo, next guy up with Troyes, 2 games this season, no goals. 6'1", Ike, 23-year-old. He's a loner player. He's what I call a loner player. He's been on loan with a lot of teams, but he's never settled down with a team at all. That's what's happening with him in the Team Canada. He seems like he's not settled into the team at all. So what I say is this. No goals this season with Troyes. 6 games for Canada, no goals. For 1 game last year for Canada, 2021. 5 games this year in 2022. Still no goals. Do you get my point? So he's what I'm saying is probably a squad player at best for us right now, okay? I'm not being rude. Now, finishing off the backup forwards. Yeah, you'll be surprised as well. And I hope you disagree. I'd love it if you have any thoughts that you change players out for mine with your players. Please, down below anytime, drop us a line. Come on, you poets, you know what to do. Drop us a line and let us know who you think should be in those 8 forwards of mine and who shouldn't, and where my backups are not in your favour. I love it when you bring your own thoughts, guys, because I'm bringing mine. So bring yours down below. Cheers. Anyway, moving on. Backup forwards, Teshai Kadeli, Orlando City. He's played 19 times for Canada, 3 goals. Last time he played for Canada was the 2021 Gold Cup. Now, he's 30 years of age, so he's not your first choice, right? You get that? But it's an experienced 6'1" winger. There is something in that. Next guy up, Tyler Pasha, 28-year-older. He's at New York Red Bulls. And I tell you what, he's on the roster at the New York Red Bulls, if you know what I'm saying. He's a winger, 2 games for Canada so far, and his last call-up was the 2021 Gold Cup, where he had 2 appearances in the group stage. So he's played quality games for Canada. Next up, this will surprise you. Luca Colioso is with Espanyol in Spain. He's only 17. He'll be 18 September 15th. We need to cap this guy. We need to make him a Canadian player. I say take this guy to the World Cup and get him a game. Get him a game at the World Cup, and he's ours for the future. The chance is, if we don't cap him, if we don't get him in a competition game where it counts for Canada, he may well go back to the USA. Don't forget, recently in his career, he came to a Canada camp and left early and didn't guarantee he wasn't going to play for Canada in the future or the US. So that door's still open. We need to slam the door on that and make him a Canadian player 100%, yeah? Because until he crosses the white line on a competition game for Canada, he can play for the US. And we need to stop that happening. Last of all, Ayo Akinola, Toronto FC, 58 games for TFC, 14 goals. That's pretty handy. 2 games for Canada, no goals so far. The last call-up was also the 2021 World Cup. That was when Johnny Herdman was sifting through players and seeing what was what. And you've got to say, the 22-year-old Akinola is a forward that could be a decent call-up if we need him. But those are my 4 backups. If you got 4, let me know. If you don't, hey, that's all good. But tell me what you did do and what you didn't do with your squad and the numbers. How many goalkeepers did you really take? Could you gamble at a World Cup by taking only 2 goalkeepers? That's something that I would love to toy with. Can I take just 2 keepers and maybe have 9 forwards or 9 defenders or however I want it, but another outfield player? I'll leave you with that thought. But guys, it's been a blast talking about the squad. It's going to be a difficult competition. Let me know down below where you think we're going, what you think we're doing. But I'll tell you the next show coming up. It's the Alistair Johnston secret weapon, and I mean tactical secret weapon, for the Qatar 2022 World Cup. It's such a great tactic that it could be the difference between Canada getting out of the group and Canada coming home after 3 games. Cheers, guys. Talk later. Go Canada, go.
The Ultimate Soccer Show. Join me, listen, you'll love it. Everybody does.